What's going on? Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Musosoup. So, it's got a stupid name. What is it? It's kind of similar to something like Submit Hub. It's one of those services where you submit your music and you get pushed out to curators. They make you offers to share your music in various places. Services like Submit Hub, that's geared a lot towards playlists. There are blogs and stuff on it as well, but that's mostly for playlisting. Musosoup, on the other hand, is curated mostly towards blogs and also to social media influencers. So the system, the way it works is you pay a set fee to submit your music, and they have this kind of quality control thing where you submit your music to kind of their admin first, and they approve your music only if they think that it's like good enough for the curators who work on the website to share it. From my experience, everything I've submitted has gone through. I don't think that they're particularly picky with their quality control. I think pretty much anything goes through. Now, there's upsides and there's downsides to Musosoup. The upsides are it's a really good way to get coverage because you actually, any song that I've done from my experience, you actually get a lot of offers for it right away. Like I get 20, 30 offers at least for everything that I've submitted, and that can translate to having, it's a great way to having articles written about you, and you can also get mentions and features on different like influencers, social media accounts and stuff, and also some Spotify playlist ads and ads on SoundCloud or whatever. But the downside is, unlike, see, in Submit Hub, for instance, the curators get paid just to answer your submission. So accept, decline, doesn't matter, they get their dollar or two. However, on Musosoup, they have an incentive to accept you. If they accept your submission and make you an offer, you can either accept or decline that offer, and if you accept, you pay them the money, they write about you, or they publicize you, however. The problem with that, I would say, is that there's a major quality control issue on Musosoup. A lot, and I mean a lot, the majority of the curators who work on this platform have really, really poor quality content that you're overpaying for. Even if you're just paying them $5, that's overpaying because you as an artist, you're getting nothing out of it. It's just not the quality that you can really use to promote yourself. And also, like, for a lot of the blogs, no one reads them, and so you're not going to get any kind of actual publicity that way. So that sounds like a pretty big negative, but I do actually think that Musosoup has its uses. So I created a submission for my recent single, Who Are We, which you should stream, by the way, on Musosoup, and I've let it roll for about a week. I've gotten a bunch of offers, and so I'm going to actually go through some of those offers in this video and just give you guys a sense of what I'm looking for, what I'm not looking for. What I think is almost always a scam, especially because they actually tend to charge quite a bit for it, is most of the influencers who work on Musosoup. Because think about it, they have these submissions rolling in every day. Every day, they're posting music on their accounts, their Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and they're getting very, very, very little engagement on those posts, and just constantly just vomiting up content that no one pays attention to, and they're asking you to pay them £20. And it's just almost always a scam. I'll show you an example of one of these influencers that when I'm going through some of these offers. So that's what it's almost always not good for. But it's good for, I would say, two things. One is it's actually a good way to get on a bunch of Spotify playlists. They'll tend to be smaller playlists with not a huge amount of engagement. But Musosoup has this thing where there's pretty much all the offers have like a paid offer, because that's how these curators get their money. So you pay them and they'll write something about you. But they're actually required on Musosoup to have a free alternative. Now, this free alternative is often something like a Twitter mention or like an Instagram story mention, which I tend to find is pretty useless. Again, I'll show you examples of that later. But what is often quite useful is they will often add you to a Spotify playlist for free. They'll also include that in the paid offer as well. But these Spotify playlists, they're quite small, but they're playlists nonetheless. And there's some that I've gotten 20, 30 different listeners from, which, again, it's small, but it's essentially free. And, I'm not going to complain about that. Now, the main thing I think you should use Musosoup for is for publications. I would say it's really important to go through a quality control process. You have to actually look at these publications and look at the things they write and see if it's a place where you want your music actually publicized. But as an indie artist who doesn't really have that much time to just constantly be reaching out and building relationships all the time with bloggers and these curators and stuff, it is a really efficient way to get my music out to a lot of these curators and have them consider writing about my stuff. The first thing that I submitted to Musosoup was my last single called Lakeside. And I think I ended up accepting maybe 5 or 6 different blogs who all within a few weeks to a month ended up writing about the new single. And, you know, there was a variance in quality. I think I've learned from that, and I'm going to be a little more picky now about the blogs that I actually end up submitting to. What it's done is it's given me this body of publications who have written about me as an artist and about my music. And what I can do is I can use quotes from those articles. I can, you know, use pictures from those articles and stuff to kind of just give me as an artist this extra air of legitimacy. So what I'm going to do right now, as I already said, I'm going to go through some of these offers for my new single and just kind of guide you through the way I think about whether I'm going to accept or decline these offers. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into it. So my latest single, Who Are We? I created a Musosoup campaign for it. It's been about a week now and I've gotten a bunch of offers. And so what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to go through these offers from all these different blogs and influencers and publications and just go through and see how legit they are. You're going to get a sense of kind of what I'm looking for from these and what I'm sort of expecting from all of these different publications. So let's start right from the bottom here. So this might be a little confusing. I have all the offers from like my different projects are kind of grouped up into just this one page here, but the one we're looking for is Who Are We? And I've declined a few of them really early on. Let's start with this, William, Bella, and Luna. They're asking for £30. This is expensive, and they're making a video on Reels, TikTok, different platforms. So here's the thing: whenever these influencers who have these TikTok accounts, Instagram accounts, whatever it is, they tend to have quite a large following, and they'll give you a range of of like basically the engagement they get. And look at this, the range of views they get is 700 to 4.6 million. So I would gladly pay £30 for a TikTok that got 4.6 million views. That's great exposure. But just go to their TikTok. And they're often these kind of art accounts. Yeah, or okay, this one's a cat account. So they post these videos of their cats and there's music in the background and they get about 1,000 views each, which is not much more than I get on my TikToks. And despite that massive follower count of over 1 million now, no engagement, no one's going to stream your song. And so paying £30, which, I mean, I'm Canadian, that's like 50 or so Canadian bucks for this. That's absurd. So we're gonna decline this one. Now this next one is a blog and they're offering me a review. So this is the kind of thing that I'm actually looking for. By the way, as well, these ignore these reviews. Everyone has like close to 5-star reviews. They mean nothing. Make the judgment of the quality of the outlet for yourself. So they're asking for $20, just quite substantial, but they would be giving me a review for my EP. And so that means they have to listen to all 5 of the songs, write about all 5. So it's pretty substantial. So that kind of pricing is somewhat understandable. And so when it comes to these blogs, there's kind of 2 things you're looking for. One, you're going to be looking for the actual quality of the writing. It's nice to have nice, well-written things written about you. The second thing you're looking for is the actual engagement. And I would say that that's actually less important for these. I'm going to say very few of the websites who work here on Musosoup are going to have crazy engagement. Like I mentioned before, this isn't a way that you're going to be getting thousands and thousands of people rushing to stream your music. It's just a way to have things written about you. It's good for your publicity. It's going to make you more discoverable online, and it's going to give you a body of writings about your music that you can use for your own promotion. Like for instance, if you want to perform live at a venue, you can send your press package with all your information and your music and your pictures, and you can now include these really nice things that these blogs have said about you. So that's just kind of an extra layer of credibility that you have as an artist. Anyways, I'm rambling. This particular publication, so I think the first thing I actually just look for is the message they write to me. Is the message well written? They're almost all going to be copy and paste messages, so I don't worry too much about that. But often these messages, their proposals to me, will be written with terrible grammar, and that just instantly kills all the credibility that this publication has for me. So next thing that you have to do is you just have to look at examples of what they write, and I failed to do that the first time when I was accepting stuff, and so there were a few publications where I paid them $30-$40 to write about me, and I got just a mediocre article with a lot of grammar mistakes and just kind of weird sentences, and that sucked. So right off the bat, with this publication, I would say this website looks quite professional. Again, like this is all, I don't care that much about how many people are actually clicking on these things. It's all about credibility. You want to be able to repost this press about you, and you want, people who follow you to click on that and be like, wow, this looks really professional. And same for people who you're publicizing to. They want to look at it and be impressed. Right away, it looks good. But I do notice right here the article is quite short. Let's see. Let's read this paragraph. Lost Souls is a fresh acoustic symphonous, I don't know if that's a word, and soulful number, gorgeously crafted with sheer expertise. Just kind of strange way to say that. You could feel KJ Hand's artistic flair is coming alive through this song. You could. Not necessarily, but you could if you wanted to. One can say it's a debut that speaks for itself and establishes. Yeah. So it's just weirdly written, isn't it? And they're asking me to pay them £20, so 35 Canadian dollars to write a short, highly mediocre piece about me. By the way, this video is not quite yet, but hopefully will be soon, sponsored by my Patreon, which I just launched. So if you get anything out of these videos that I make, or if you like my music, then first of all, I love you, by the way. And second of all, I would really, really appreciate it if you supported me over there. So I'm going to be posting, I already have posted, and I will be continuing to post a lot of exclusive stuff over there, like behind the scenes content, or demos, or kind of early releases. Like, you're going to know about the stuff that I'm working on before anybody else does. A lot of really fun stuff like that, and like just some songs that I might not release for years, I might never release. I'm going to be posting exclusively there. So a lot of exciting stuff coming over there. And yeah, like that's really the best way to support me as an artist and as a content creator. So I really appreciate you if you want to head over there. You can support me for as little or as much as you want. Yeah, that's about it. But yeah, thank you so much if you do choose to go over there. I really, really appreciate it. So yeah, I'm going to decline that particular offer just because the quality of the writing and of the share is just really not worth that much money, because often like some of these prices are just really quite expensive. I'm actually going to look now for one that I might accept, given that I'm rejecting all of these. Let's see, this one looks pretty cool. The minimalistic music. I don't know that my song is particularly minimalistic, this one at least. Yeah, so they're offering a review, only £6, which is very cheap. I really find your music capturing and would love to feature it on my blog. Kind of weird, which gives me the sense of not the best writing in the world. Review at least 600 words. Wow. So, I mean, based on this, for a full EP review, that's cheap, which makes me think that the quality is going to be quite poor. But let's see. So they feature video. They have a page called Musosoup Features. Yeah, so just, I mean, looking at this, like there's just not a lot of text and massive photos, and it's all kind of jumbled into one page. So you can't like even really search for these particular artists. It's not going to come up very well. And it's just not a particularly like professional looking website. So even though it's cheap, I don't really want to be involved with this. So I'm just going to decline that offer. All right, so this next one, I've just read the message. They gave like, this is a well-written message, clearly offers like what they want to do. So that's cool. £20, it's quite expensive. But if they do good album reviews, I think that's worth it. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. This is an example of one of theirs, of one of their posts. I have a little chat bot here. Looks quite good. I like it. There's the Spotify embed. There's pictures. Let's read one of these paragraphs. Let's go here. Opening the EP is a song called "The Storm Is Coming." The piece is based on Orlando Magic Kingdom and Disney World. Interesting. To highlight the highly magical city where the artist currently lives. Taking inspiration from the heartbreak a friend experienced in a bad relationship, this piece creatively takes the essence of their conversation and puts themes into this piece. And puts the themes into this piece, sorry. The song is such a great opening to the EP. The piece has an old school R&B feel to it. Yeah, I like this, and obviously the reason I submitted this Musosoup campaign is because I do want some publicity for my upcoming EP. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and accept this one. It seems like a nice, reputable publication, well-written articles, just professional look overall. It's something that I would be proud to share on my socials, and that I would use for my own promo, and that's kind of what it comes down to. All right, so I hope that was insightful in some way, just kind of sharing my process, because really you can end up sinking a lot of money into just really poor quality publications. But what I would say, Musosoup in general, it's not a scam. It can be worth it if you're smart about it. Just use those critical thinking skills. Don't be hasty. Really look into what you're paying for, because it can add up. You could be spending hundreds or thousands of dollars getting just really shit quality publicity, and that's just not what you want as an artist. So be careful out there, because as an artist, everyone is trying to scam you, or like 90%, 95% of people are probably. So, the better your bullshit filter is, the better you're gonna do, and the less money you're gonna waste. So, yeah, hopefully this will help you make less of the mistakes that I've made starting out. And yeah, I hope you learned something from this. So, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.